Ever finish reading a book, whether Christian book, motivational book, or even self-development book, and you realize that you got almost nothing? This might be the reason why you're wasting your time reading the way you are reading. So when you read without a clear purpose, even the best book will seem like a wasted effort. So before you plan another episode of starting up a book, you need to hear this. So a lot of times people tell me, Chrissy, I pick up this book, I start reading it, and I finished it actually. But at the end of the day, I can't remember any key points or even apply what I've learned from that book. So what do I do? In this video, I'm going to be sharing to us 10 powerful tips that has helped me and also has helped other authors that I'm following on how to make the most of every of their reading. One thing I'm guaranteeing you is that if you watch this video to the end, you will not just love reading, but reading will become a lifestyle. It will become a habit. And not just that, every page you're sticking and every lesson that you have learned is going to change your life because you're going to be applying it in the right way. So if you're seeing my video for the very first time or if you're new to this channel, we talk about everything books, faith, moments of reflection. If you love conversations like that, please do well to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. So let's move to the matter of today. Like I said, 10 powerful tips that will help you to make the most of every of your read. So the first one is identify what works for you. See, this might sound so weird, but it is very, very important. Before you start reading, please identify the format that works for you, whether it's hard copy or it's soft copy. A lot of times we feel so much pressure that if you don't have the hard copy, you will not understand reading or you don't understand what you're reading. See, if you don't have the money for the hard copy, please go for the soft copy. And if you can't use the soft copy, you understand, please use whichever way that works for you. Don't be pressured, with the fact that it has to be the hard copy before you understand. A lot of times, preferably, I love soft copy, right? But that doesn't mean that I don't do hard copy. If I have the money to buy the book, I can purchase the hard copy. But if I don't, I prefer the soft copy. The most important thing is you enjoying and the finishing the book and also getting the most out of it. Having a library is very good, but for the meantime, if you can't afford it, just go for the one you can afford. Because when you build yourself to the point that you can be able to afford it, then you can go for it. So choose the format that works for you. So let me know in the comment section which do you prefer. Do you prefer to read hard copy or do you prefer to read soft copy? Second tip that you need to know is know the author and their mission. So before you start reading a book, please know the author, the person that wrote the book. I know a lot of people that are watching me in this video have read so many books that you don't even know who authored it. And that's very bad because knowing the author, knowing their mission and also the vision, the reason why they wrote the book, what's the agenda and what is your take home. You don't want to waste a lot of time reading a book that wouldn't even help you or you don't even know the reason or what you're going to expect from that particular book. So what I do is that I have so many authors that I love the areas they are specialized. Like if I want to read about leadership, I go for John C. Maxwell books. And if I want to read about achieving purpose, living a purpose-filled life, I go for Miles Monroe. If I want to read about faith, energizing faith, and all those things, obviously I go for Bishop Oyedepo's books. That doesn't mean that they don't write other books, but there are areas they are specializing. Why? Because knowing the author's background and purpose help you to set the right expectation. You don't want to be going through a difficult season of your life and you are choosing a totally book, a different book that doesn't even speak to you is a total waste of time. So knowing all those things help you to match the season you are in and also the transformation that you are looking for. So next time before you read a book, please study about the author, the reason. I think all those things are in the introduction. So it can help you to know to set the right expectation for the book. The third tip that will help you to make the most of every read is have a defined purpose for reading and also the desire to learn. So once you have chosen that book and also that author, the next question that should be in your mind is, why do I want to read this book? See, if you don't have a reason for picking up a book to read, your default mode will just be, let me get to the end of this book. And I'm very sure reading is not a competition. Is it for you? I don't know. You don't want to get to the end of the book or to finish a book just to brag about it. I think you can do that for novels, stories and all those things. But for spiritual, motivational or self-development book, you want to get every value that that book has to offer. So when you read without a clear purpose, even the best book will seem like a wasted effort. Why? Because there is no target, there is no goal, and there is no purpose for it. You know this popular saying that when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So if you don't have a reason, you will not get the real benefit of what that author has packed in his book. So when next you want to open that page to read, pause and ask yourself, why am I reading this book and what do I want to get out of it? Fourth tip that will help you to make the most of every read is you need to do some note taking. Yes, you're going to be doing a lot of writing. See, you're going to be needing a pen, a pencil, a journal, a jotter, or even your phone, whichever way that works for you. But you need to cultivate the act of writing while reading because it tends to register fast in your memory while you write. So the question is not about should I take notes? You should take notes. So it is when should I take notes? So I'm going to be sharing two options that work for me. So I jot down while I'm reading. If you have noticed sometimes when you are reading a book, maybe spiritual books, some motivational books or anything, you get to that wow point like, oh, this is what I'm passing through. This is what this guy did and it worked for him or whichever thing that you saw. There is this certain urge for you to write something. Maybe when you now look for your pen, you not see it, you now forget about it. Please, once that urge comes up, write whatever that comes to you, write it down. Because a lot of times you'll be like, okay, I'm going to come back. You cannot come back. That is it. So once that urge comes for you to write, please try and jot a lot of things down. So don't procrastinate because even if you procrastinate, when you come back, it will seem so bulky again that you don't even know where to start. So the second option is after reading, that aha moment that, wow, I've finished reading this book. And just that few seconds or few minutes that you are using to just, reflect or think about what you have read, a lot of things come to your thought. Please start writing it down. Please write it down. And some books have made it very easier, like hard copy. There is always a note at the back that you can just write. So you can maximize it. You can use it and write whatever that is coming to your head because if you leave it, I'm very sure that 2 seconds when you leave that environment you will not remember anything. And the truth is it's always very joyful when you come back again and you see the things you have written and you're just like, when did I write these things? So let us cultivate the act of writing while reading. It helps for retention and it also helps you to, it helps you more. So you don't forget, want to start reading, please keep a pen or a jotter or your phone near you. You are going to thank me later. The fifth tip that will help you to make the most of every read is the way you read. See, a lot of us pick up a book and they just start reading blindly. Like they just start reading as if they're reading a novel or they're reading a newspaper. You're not reading, like I said, you're not reading to for any competition or who is going to finish first. If you want to do that, you can do that in the novel. But when you're reading a spiritual book that will require that you get a lot of things from you, I think you should calm down the way you read. So first of all, how I do, just read thoroughly, maybe chapter one or anyone you're reading. Read thoroughly first, then you can come the second time and calm down and start reading it. Even if you can do it the third time, whichever way, the most important thing is getting. It's not about finishing. It's about getting the quality, what you are getting from that particular chapter. You get it because sometimes I don't know if it have happened to you. A lot of times when I come back to this particular chapter the second time, I start seeing a lot of words, a lot of things that I haven't even seen when I read it the first time. I don't know if it have happened to you, but it happens to me a lot. It's not magical or maybe the word appeared from anywhere, but our mind tends to catch things, when we read it more often. So that is the beauty of reading twice. It helps you to, bring out the hidden points, helps you to understand better and also remember more. So when next you want to read a book, give it a second chance to speak to you. You actually be surprised at what you're going to get. Sixth tip that will help you to make the most of every read is pause and reflect. See, when I mean pause and reflect, I don't mean that you should now spend the whole year reading one particular chapter. No, it's just for you to, at interval, just pause and reflect on what you have been reading. Identify the main points and also jot down the things that you need to write down. This is the point where writing comes in. So ask yourself question. Maybe you get to this point and it really touched you. What the writer wrote touched you. You reflect on it, maintain on it. How does this thing apply to you? this thing answers the question to your life. How can I apply this thing? How do I make use of it? Okay, this is the way the writer did and it works for him. Start picturing yourself, trying to use that same solution to able to solve your problem. So you see, it's not even about finishing a book, it's about getting it. So people get a solution even before they get to the end of the book. Exactly. So that is the reason also why you should have a purpose while reading a book. Because if you don't have a purpose of reading a book, or you don't have anything in mind or any goal, you can actually see an answer to your problem and you pass it just because you want to get to the end of the book. It's not a competition, I'll always say it. So next time you want to read, always pause and reflect, meditate on that particular thing. If you don't have a reason for reading a book, the message of the writer will not connect to you at all. And at the end of the day, you still come back and say, I've read this book, yet it did not work for me. How do you guys do it? So reflect, always pause and reflect intervally. And I know that if you do it in your next reading, it's going to help you. The seventh tip that will help you to make the most of every read is repetition. Don't just read a book and drop it and just go and pack it in your library as one of the books that you're finished reading. Please read and read and read and read again. Drop it on your table. You can visit it anytime, read it more than once. I've heard a lot of preachers or people, even my friends, that said they have read book more than once, 20 times, 10 times, 5 times. See, I will not even lie to you. I'm very guilty of this one. I'm still learning how to read a book more than once. God is helping me, but it is actually very important too, because you don't just expect to get everything when you just finish reading one book and you just drop it. Sometimes when you visit it again, just start afresh again, is another revelation on its own. And the Bible said that faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. So let us know in the comment section which book you have to start repeating until it sticks inside you. So drop that comment. Let us inspire each other. The eighth tip that will help you to make the most of your read is practicalize it. We learn best by doing it. So if you want to, truly master all the principles, all the rules, the quotes, the words that you have gotten from every book that you have read, please put it into practice at every given opportunity. Whatever opportunity you have to make use of it, don't hesitate to wait or anything. Put it to practice because it will help it to stick more inside you. Knowledge that is being applied sticks better. So that is the reason why you have to jot. You see the reason why you have to jot, because a lot of times when we encounter that difficulty and remember that book, instead of going back to start thoroughly, going to where the pages are, just your jotter can actually help you to review, okay, this is how it's being done. So let's learn how to practicalize whatever principle you have learned. Don't wait till you have to get to the higher point. Even within you, even within your friends around in your home, start practicing how to speak. When you now get there, you start, but once you start doing it and doing it and doing it, it tends to get used to you. Keep your highlights, write them down, and make it a habit to leave them out. Ninth tip that will help you to make the most of every read is make it a fun challenge. Turn your reading into fun. You can get an accountability partner. It can be your spouse, your child, your sibling, your colleague, whoever it is. Now, this is the game. If they find you defaulting on whatever principle that you have learned from this book, then you owe them a money or a treat. See, it works like it works. I wouldn't even lie to you. There's one period I started learning how to do soft speaking. So I told my sibling that, okay, if they just catch me doing otherwise, that I owe them this. And before you know it, you just, even if you forget, because money is already involved and all those things, they will tend to remind you. Even sometimes I tell myself that I don't want to talk negative words again. I start, I just have to tell somebody, okay, if you just see me talking this way, please, I owe you this. And they keep reminding you, and before you know it, it actually sticks, saying that you wouldn't be using this kind of foul words, or you'll be having, all those kind of things. See, it works. Just try and just make it a challenge. Make it a fun challenge. The truth is that you'll be surprised how you stay on the right track when your learning turns to, a fun play or a game. The more fun it is, the more it actually sticks. So I want you to do something. Tag that accountability partner to this post. You can tag them to this comment or to this video, or can even send the video to them so that they can know the rules and and help you to achieve whatever thing that you want to achieve. Then the last one for today, the last tip that will help you to make the most of every read is self-appraisal. You can do that weekly, you can do that monthly, you can do that daily. So ask yourself question: this book I've read, how have I applied it to my life, and what positive impact has it actually impacted in my life? Because a lot of times when we prove ourselves, we see the growth that we have attained. And if you have attained a very positive one, it will give you the the green light for you to go ahead and also keep reading more and more. So and always remember that knowledge without the right application is just mere information. So this is where we draw the curtain of today. And I know that this video was very helpful to you. So I'm going to be doing a recap and I'm going to be displaying it on the screen for you to see. But one thing I want to leave us with, that even if you don't understand all the English I've been speaking since, I want you to go home with this particular thing. Reading books or just book doesn't change your life, but applying it does. So take those steps, put it to action, and watch your life transform into an extraordinary one. So if you found this video very helpful and if you learned a lot from this video, please do well to leave a comment and also like and share with people that you feel will need this book. And I know that I'm going to be seeing you in my next episode. I'm going to be putting out 2 other videos that might even be very helpful to you. Bye.